Hi everyone, welcome to Camille's Holistic Health Show. I'm Dr. Cam. Today we are going to talk about anxiety or panic attacks, stress, and coping with what's really going on today, especially through what America and other parts of the world are going through right now. So, what better time to go through some little simple things, help you understand maybe some things that you are being affected by right now, and just dealing with it daily and coping with it because this is how when we cope, we respond. We respond better if we cope better with different things in our lives. So we're going to go into that. And if you are, really interested in subscribing to my YouTube channel, I have many various ways to improve your health naturally. So go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that bell and get notified every time I have a new video coming out because I have a video coming out every week or so on different things that really can help with women's health and wellness in a more natural way and a more holistic way to suit your needs. Okay, so we're going to go into some anxiety uh, definitions, some things, simple things, and panic attacks, and stress. Anxiety is a physiological state that's caused by the sympathetic nervous system that we have. Okay, the sympathetic nervous system is always active at a base level. You know, it's really called the sympathetic tone, and it becomes more active in stressful situations. So when we have that fight or flight response, which occurs from here, anxiety doesn't need an outside influence. Anxiety doesn't need one. Too often based on irrational or illogical fear. That's really what panic is about. That is really what anxiety is about. Panic in general is a sudden fear that can dominate or replace our thinking. So it's influenced by the way a person filters non threatening external events. So it's how we assume it to be, how we uh, these assumptions and ideas and expectations, these are what are based on and referred to as social constructionism. So we are, basing it on how we see the world, not by reality, but how we see reality, and our fears come up. So that's really, in a nutshell, what this is really trying to say. And anxiety doesn't always stem from an actual need for fear or defensive action. Okay, escaping situations that make us anxious may bring relief, but these feelings are intensified when we uh, face similar situations. Okay, so panic, anxiety, fear, uh, the attacks usually last about 10 minutes, but it's really a long time when you think about it. If you've ever had a panic attack, people would say it's a very long time. They feel like they're going to die. They feel like it's doom and gloom. And what can feel like a minute, it's really a lot longer. So in severe cases, these attacks can happen in cycles. So they come, they go, they come, they go. And sometimes they are clustered together. So it seems like, it's happening more often, can happen daily, can happen monthly, and it can happen occasionally through the year. So physical symptoms of anxiety attacks generally include shortness of breath, you know, uh, sweating palms, sweating of the, you know, areas of our body, different areas sweating, and heart palpitations. I mean, it's your heart feels like it's just about to burst, is what a lot of people would explain their anxiety to be, and tingling, numbness of their extremities, their hands, their feet, dizziness and lightheadedness, headaches are really common experiences. And panic or anxiety attacks, it's another way of saying it, is brought on by a sudden onset of fear in response to the body's release of adrenaline, followed by increases in heart and breathing rate and the production of sweat. So to regulate your body temperature, you sweat. So the increased rate is felt as a heart palpitation, rapid heart um, rapid breathing results in a drop in carbon dioxide levels in the lungs and the blood. So, this leads to all these various symptoms: the lightheadedness, the headaches, the dizziness, the tingling, the numbness, the heart rate going up, everything uh, is due to all of that. Now, anxiety is not a hidden agenda in our lives. It is a powerful, available, and gratefully controllable. So it's it does seem to control your life if you have it, but it's actually very controllable if you can think of the brain and the mind and how you can actually reverse these things to really make to take control of your mind and don't allow it to control you. So, those are the simple steps. That's just one simple step forward to really cope with anxiety. When it starts coming on, it's not, you need to tell yourself you are not going to die, because the brain is actually, you know, reacting to your response of how you feel the world is around you. So, you know, you are actually subconsciously telling yourself that you are in fear and you are dying, but you have to take the control of your mind and tell your mind or explain to your mind that this is a controllable situation. So it's, you have to learn how to talk to both hemispheres of your mind and get it and to be able to control that, if you can understand what I'm trying to go with that. So that's that first actionable step that you need to take when it comes to anxiety attacks. You need to know that you are safe, even though, you are fearful. And then it goes on from there. You take those steps, but you have to first take that immediate step to let you know, to be able to uh, overcome that fear. And that's that one little step that I was talking about. So, also it's important to bring in certain people in your hemisphere to help you cope with this. This is maybe your spouses, your children, because they and your co-workers as well, because they can all be affected by the power of anxiety that one will have or one has over time. And sometimes others can't see it for a long time before we even notice it crowded, you know, in us. So it's a gradual thing, but it's always important, I say, to let other people know firsthand, because by the time they start to realize that you have this, it is full blown. So, it is slowing the pace and considering how people work better in a stress-free environment is a major step in the right direction. So, it's important to slow down your pace. That's another thing too. When it comes to living daily, we have so many things in our lives. We have so many things that we have to attend to. Anxiety does build up in certain people because we feel that we can handle things. You may feel that you can handle things. You may feel that you can be a super person and handle a cope with, four or five things at once. But that eventually, can affect you in so many ways. So, allowing this and recognizing that stress and anxiety is occurring is the second step, I would say, to coping with anxiety is recognizing when your patterns are beginning and take control of that and bring your spouse and your children involved into it, allowing them to do certain things or tasks and taking over certain things for you so you can actually function better and maybe sleep better instead of taking on chores that you usually do or taking on tasks that you usually do. Allow other people in your hemisphere to do these things for you, and you get some self care, get some sleep, get some better time out for you. Instead of that, go ahead and go walking instead. So the panic and the anxiety does not build up because they definitely does happen all of a sudden. Okay. So, it's also important to know that your children are, your spouse are, are looking onward too, and it affects them as well. So it is a big thing for children, to internalize and reflect these things that are occurring with their parents as well. So it's important to um, sit them down, explain to them what anxiety and panic attacks are, how you plan to cope with it, and because it affects children and spouses and people around you, family members around you as well. So, but we always have to end with the good news is that anxiety is effectively, treated, and they have effective ways, especially if you are not going to take medication, you don't want to. These are great coping techniques. Meditation and yoga, these are things that instead of using those tasks that cause you the anxiety, give off those tasks to your family members and go to different things that will release that stress. Okay, you can choose a to treat anxiety medically or holistically or personally and gain immediate results. This is what I say. And holistically, definitely, most likely, because you're watching this video, that holistic, there's so many different ways you can eat healthy, you can learn to control your mind in a way. um, there is meditation, there's yoga, there's mindfulness techniques, and go Google it and uh, take what seems that can help you and benefit you and use it as a lifestyle, not just here, there, willy nilly, a lifestyle. Incorporate into your daily life uh, and make it a lifestyle. The key to successful treatment in anxiety and panic attacks, stress, is to recognize it for what it truly is. Don't be afraid to say that you have something and because that is just that step is first acknowledging that you have something that needs to be rectified, that needs help. And there are numerous types of self-help information, books, web pages, and different resources out there that you just pick what is something that will, something that you love to do and also want to provide it as a lifestyle. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. And, we all have stress in our life. And if anxiety is something that you are struggling with and you are coping with, then these are simple steps, actionable steps to take today. So thanks so much for watching, and I will definitely see you next time in the next video. Bye now.